Okay, so first things first, let's open up ArcGIS Pro. Um, so however you get there, this is how I get there. Type in ArcGIS Pro, there it is. Um, get it open here. Okay, I cheated and hit pause, so that's where you see the jump right to this screen. But okay, so once you get ArcGIS Pro open, we're going to do a new blank map here and go to your folder that you like to save stuff in. I'm going to go here. I'm going to create a new folder called Lab 6 with no spaces. So I clicked here. I don't want this. I thought I changed that. I don't want a new folder with a space. That's going to screw me up. So let's go back here. No. Click on that. Lab 6. Enter. I must not have hit enter. Okay, so now, here we go. So if I would have used that new with a space folder, ArcGIS Pro would have had a heart attack, and later on it would have not done stuff for me because it doesn't like spaces and folder names. So that, I guess that's a good reminder for us to make sure we don't have spaces in our folder names or file names, which is why they start you off with this generic kind of file name with no spaces. We can call the project Lab 6 as well. Click OK. And it'll do its thing and opened up here for us shortly. Shortly is kind of a subjective term, depending on what kind of processing speed you have on your computer. I'm going to hit pause again. Okay, that was real shortly for you guys on viewing the screen because I hit pause. But on my end, it was more like 30 seconds. So I'll kind of let you get, well, that defeats the purpose of me pushing pause. I was going to give you some time here, but you may want to hit pause as well. So here we are. Okay, so we're not going to zoom in anywhere yet because we're going to kind of keep this general because I want you to be able to do some mapping around where you're going to be at this week. So I don't want to zoom into Fayette or anywhere in particular. I want to keep it open to where you're going to be at. So that means we're also going to we're not going to use UTM coordinates this time. We're going to use latitude and longitude and just kind of let you do your thing wherever you're at. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is create a new layer, but this time we're not going to create a shapefile. We're going to create a feature class inside a geodatabase. So go to the catalog. You can either click down here, which you should have. This should pop up now down here, or you can go to the view menu, catalog. So if this ever disappears, you can't find it here or whatever, you go to the view menu, catalog pane. Here it is. Go to folders. There's your Lab 6. Click on that, and you can see I've mentioned before, every time you start a new project, it automatically creates a geodatabase for you. So a geodatabase, again, is just a container of layers. It's a way of organizing layers. It's more complicated than a shapefile. It allows you to, shapefiles you can't really, they're just their own thing. This allows you to have, relationships between layers, organize your layers, etc. So we're going to right click on the file geodatabase. Right click. Again, right click is always your friend in ArcGIS. And then, why do I not see a new? Is it because this is, oh, there it is. Jeez, I'm blind. Okay, so we're going to right click, go to new, and then go to feature class. Okay, so we're going to create a new feature class. And it's a feature class it's got that gray icon. And some of you, I didn't really count off too bad on this on the midterm, but if it has a gray icon, it's not a shapefile, it's a geodatabase feature class. And a feature class is a vector file like a shapefile, but they're different. Okay, and so we're going to name this feature class. So it's a point line or polygon file. We're going to name this trees. Okay, we can just skip the alias here. and we're going to make it a point feature class. Okay. We don't need to worry about the geometric properties here. We'll click next, and we are going to set up. We'll set up the fields later, so we can click next again. And we are going, like I said, we're gonna leave the coordinate system. WGS 1984 is a nice datum for latitude and longitude, and we're just going to leave this as it is, which is we're going to be working in latitude and longitude. Hit next. We can accept the defaults, accept the defaults, accept the defaults. Hit finish. Okay, so right now those default things are for a more advanced GIS class, and when you get further into geodatabases. For now, we're just going to kind of go over or get by them and hit the just hit the next button and accept the defaults. Okay, so we're creating a feature class again relatively soon. This will be done, which again depends. I'm going to hit pause again. Okay, so once that's done, we can click on the little triangle next to Lab 6 here, and we should see now a gray icon with the 3 points. That tells us that it's a point feature class inside this geodatabase. Let's click on it and drag it into the map. And so that adds it to our contents over here. And then we're going to add a attribute field. So far we don't have any trees mapped yet because we haven't done any of that. We're going to right click on trees over here, go to attribute table. So right click on the tree's name inside your contents, then click on attribute table. And it's going to open up the table. So again, GIS is not just features on a map, it's also data behind the features. And we're going to click on we're going to add a field, so we're going to click on the add button. And it brings this up, and we're going to change two things, the field name and the data type. So the field name is going to be type, because we're going to enter in the type of tree that we're mapping. So put type there, type in type, and hit the enter key. And then we're going to change the data type. Too many types here. The data type to, you click in there, you should get a pop-up here of a list, and click on text. Now you can mess with the length of the text here. It defaults to 255 characters. That's more than enough to put in the type of a tree, like an elm tree or whatever. So once you have all this set, you got your field name, text, type, hit save up here. This is important. So you got this all the way it looks here. Save, hit save. Make sure you do that. So it's saving our changes, applying our changes relatively soon. Relatively soon it'll be changed. Maybe. Relatively. Okay, there we go. So let's click out of this. And now if we look at our attribute table, we don't have any features yet, so we don't have any rows here, but we have a new column called type. And so when we start mapping in trees, we can enter in data of the type of tree it is. Okay, now you can create more fields here. You could create another field that says age of tree, or health of tree, those sorts of things. And so let's click out of the attribute table. Okay, and now we have our trees layer. I think what I'm going to have you do at this point, before we share it to ArcGIS Online, which is where we're headed, is I am going to have you go to the Map tab. And this week, I want you to think of a place this week where you can map in some trees that are near you, so you don't have to go very far. Think of by your house or someplace you can get to this week to do this, and I'll explain this more as we go. So just think in your head right now. So I'm going to say, let's say I'm on campus, so I'm going to go to the locate button right now, and I'm going to type in Fayette, but you're going to type in something else. You're going to type in your hometown, your house, your address, wherever these trees are that you're gonna map in. Okay, um, and then I'm going to change my base map to image with labels. So right now, your yours should look different than mine unless you are in Fayette and you're going to be mapping in trees in Fayette on campus. Then it can look the same. But when you did your locate, you should have typed in something different here so that it's near some place where you can map in trees this week and actually go out and do it. So make this your town, your address, specifically where you're going to be mapping in these trees. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does. I may be over explaining. Okay, so once you've gotten to this point, we're going to go to the share tab, and we're going to share this as a web map. So that means we can put this on ArcGIS Online so that we can see our map and use our map and edit features in our map out in the field. There's a few steps involved here, which we'll do. So click on Web Map. So we went to the Share tab. Once you kind of zoomed into your area that you're going to map in trees, we click on the Share tab, and then we click on Web Map. And then this is important here so you can identify which map is yours later. I'm going to put in Chad's map. And I'm not going to put any spaces just because I'm used to doing that. And then, so for your name, put in whatever you want. For summary, say, this is my map for mapping trees in Lab 6. Something like that. Doesn't matter what you put there. You can put whatever you want there. You can put my instructor goes too fast on the labs. My instructor's jokes are dumb. Anything you want to put in the summary there is fine. For tags, you have to put that in. These little asterisks here mean those are required. And these are keywords that you can use. If you create a lot of these web maps, these tags help you find them later. Okay, we're just going to put Lab 6, something like that. Okay, and then we want to. This is extremely important here. Okay, this stuff is arbitrary. You can put whatever you want in these three things. This one, extremely important. Okay, don't forget this part. Click on editable here. So click the drop down, make it editable, and then go down here. And we want to. I'm not logged in. I'm logged into my. I'm logged into my business. I'm not. Yours is going to say Upper Iowa University. Okay. I'll take care of this in a second. So don't. This is my business ArcGIS site. Okay. Yours is going to say something like UIU, Upper Iowa University, or UIU, or whatever it's going to say. You're going to click on that. Okay. And then if you want to analyze it to make sure everything's cool, you can click on that, and it'll analyze it, and it'll come up and say. It's going to give me an error here. It doesn't have a feature template. If you ever get an error like this, you can right click, or no, click up here, I think it is. This feature template thing is not a big deal. Let's just forget about it for right now. They changed something on me here. There used to be where you could, well, you can right click and go to help. That always helps, but you could also, there's ways you can resolve those. I'm going to have to look back into that. But let's go ahead and hit share. Okay, so the only thing different that you did, yours is not going to say my business. It's going to say Upper Iowa University. And then click on that. And then it's publishing the web layer right now to ArcGIS Online. And the next thing we'll do after this gets done relatively soon, we will go to ArcGIS Online and look there to see that it's there. Okay, so now we want to go to Google. So go to Google, or if you like some other search engine, I'm not going to make you use Google. And then type in ArcGIS Online. So go to Google, type in ArcGIS Online, and then click on the top link here, or you can type in this URL if you want up here. ArcGIS Online, one way or another, get to ArcGIS Online. Should look like this. And then click Sign In. And then use your sign in that you created at the beginning of the class when you did the invite and when you log into ArcGIS Pro. So log in. Sign in to ArcGIS Online with your credentials there. So once you're in, you should see Upper Iowa University ArcGIS Online. It should look, well, yours isn't going to look like this because I have more privileges than you do and can see this stuff here. But click on the Content tab. So up here, there's a Content tab. Click on that. See these up here. Click Content. And then you should see your stuff here. Okay. And so let's go to Web Map. Go over here. So the one that says there should be three things. Should be a web map, a feature layer hosted, service definition. Go to the one that says web map. Go to these three dots. Go to the one that says web map. Go to the three dots. Go click on the three dots and then open in Map Viewer. And it should open up right where we left off. Okay, so yours should be zoomed in. Again, unless you picked Fayette like I did, and you're in Fayette this week to map trees, then that's fine. Yours will look similar to mine. But yours should have opened up exactly where we left off in ArcGIS Pro. Okay. And so I just kind of wanted to show you that right now. And you see we have our trees here. So trees is in, but we don't have anything mapped yet. So let's go back to content. And so you see it's not up here anymore. Go over here to where it says home. And then go to content. So the drop down where it said home, go to content. And now go to this one that says feature layer hosted. We need to make this one editable. So go again to the three dots. So this time we're going to feature layer hosted. Go to the three dots and go to view item details. And so this, you can see your summary up here that you wrote in. When you created it, all that stuff, the layers that you have in it. Let's go to settings. Then, once you're here, go to feature layer hosted. Okay. We're going to click on, we've got enabled editing already. We're going to click on these other ones too, where you can keep track of who created. Say you have lots of people out in the field creating features. You can keep track of who created and last updated things. So click on all of those check marks. Leave all of this stuff kind of as defaults. Go all the way down and hit save. Make sure you hit save, okay? So it's updating the item. So you clicked all those check marks and left the rest the way it is, and then you hit save, and it should come up and says item successfully updated. So we'll click out of that, and now we'll go back to content. So once you've done that, go back to content. Then go to your web map again, the one that says web map. Click on the three dots. Go to view item details. Go to settings. scroll all the way down, and then these should be checked. Use an ArcGIS collector, use an ArcGIS Field Maps Mobile. If those are checked, which they should be by default, then we're good to go. But I just wanted to make sure that you all make sure that it does say that, because if it doesn't, then and it's not checked, um, then you're going to have issues. But hopefully that this will be the case. So now we're going to switch out of here and go to your phone or some other kind of mobile device you have. It can be a tablet, anything where you can download apps from the App Store. Okay. Let's see. There's probably a way I can record my phone screen, but I don't. I'm not really sure how to do it. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through this verbally here through the exercise here. And I think you're all familiar enough with downloading apps on your phone to do this. So if you're going to download an app, go to your app store or wherever you download apps. Okay. So get on your phone or your tablet or whatever it is. Go to the app store. Find your search area there and type in collector for ArcGIS. Collector for ArcGIS. That's what the app is called. Well, it's called ArcGIS Collector. It used to be called Collector for ArcGIS. Either way will get you there. If you see ArcGIS Collector or you see Collector for ArcGIS, that's what it is. Then, if you're using an iPhone, just or whatever it is, hit the get button or the download or whatever it is, and you're going to download ArcGIS Collector for ArcGIS. And then once you have downloaded it, you will click on the app, and it's going to ask you to sign in. You're going to sign in with the same credentials that you just signed into ArcGIS Online with, and when it opens up, you're going to see maps or my maps. And then you want to click on there should only be one option there, your map, except for now it's not going to zoom in it's going to be the web map that we just looked at, but it's going to use the GPS on your phone and it's going to zoom into where you are currently at. So at this point, what I want you to do is walk out. You don't have to do it right this second, but some point this week, you're going to open this up just like we just did. You're going to walk out to a number of different trees in your area. Do at least a couple, 2 or 3. Once you're next to a tree, hit the little plus button that you're going to see once you've opened up your map. And then you're going to click Add Point. And once you've added the point, you can also click on the type and put in, elm or whatever it might be, and save it. And then once you've done this, you can go back into, once you've done this a few times, you can go back into your web map, go back onto ArcGIS Online, and go to that web map, open it up again in the map viewer, and you'll see your trees that you put in. So what I want you to submit, again, is one of those paragraph telling me how this went. And then also either submit a screenshot. Well, yeah, why don't you do that? Submit a screenshot of your phone showing me that you collected a few features in ArcGIS Collector. And so on iPhones, I know you hold down, well, I can't explain. I'm guessing you all know how to do a screenshot from your phone. But it doesn't have to necessarily be from your phone. You can show me the web map in ArcGIS Line. Just show me some proof that you put in a few trees doing through this process. So a paragraph, and then either a screenshot of your phone, upload that for Lab 6, or just the web map screenshot, or there's ways you can save those as PDFs and things too. So anyway, that's what we're doing for Lab 6. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Thanks. Bye.